What's good, everybody? Welcome back to a very special 50th episode of the Spectators. I'm Brooklyn. I'm here with my boy Ju. How you doing, bro?
How you doing, Brooklyn? Early morning for us, but we're excited about this one. So,
Yes, sir. We got a very, very special guest, and all of our Tampa people are going to be excited when they see this one, man. Let me tell
absolutely.
you. So, we got 6-time Pro Bowler. We got a 3-time NFL first-team All-Pro. We got a Buccaneers Ring of Honor member, Super Bowl champion, number 40 himself, A-Train, Mike Alstott. Welcome to the Spectators, man. Thank you for joining us. How you doing?
Good, you guys. How you guys doing? It's great to be here.
Yeah, we're doing great. Thank you so much for joining us. I really like your setup there that you got. That's a really cool Zoom setup with all the any of those balls over there have any specific meaning?
Yeah, definitely. Let me see here. So, that's a Pro Bowl touchdown right there. That's the Super Bowl. That's my Super Bowl touchdown ball right there. We all got a game ball, obviously, for that, and just that's my helmet, and then the jersey with everything involved, and then a mock-up. I don't know if you see it. A mock-up Lombardi Trophy, and then the pylons from the Pro Bowl, and the 40-yard marker from the Super Bowl.
That's cool.
Like
The 40-yard
have
markers.
that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
No, it's just stuff I collect. I like to collect a lot of unique things, and
Of course.
it's just it's been something, I've been collecting helmets from other players going to the Pro Bowl, so I have a whole section of in the other room of helmets hanging up, from all my guys in the Bowl. Because when we went to the Pro Bowl, when we went to the Pro Bowl 6 times, we'd bring 3 helmets, so we would switch back and forth, exchange here with Randy Moss or this guy or that guy, and so it was built up a collection over the years, and it's pretty cool to have.
And so I guess that was probably before jersey swapping was a big thing, because if you're doing helmets, then jersey swapping has become such a big thing now. Who was somebody that you were kind of really excited to maybe have the opportunity to switch a helmet with or a jersey with or anything like that?
I remember being at the Pro Bowl and swapping with Barry Sanders. That was pretty cool. Running back like that. Who else? Just a bunch of different guys. It was just we just went to Hawaii, had a good time, and it's kind of like who's swapping. You go up to them, hey, you want to swap helmets? Well, I already gave my last one away or something like that, and you'd find someone. So everybody was great there, and I've collected, I got probably over 30 plus helmets, signed by, unique guys that I got signed from, that I just didn't buy from a memorabilia store or something like that. Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. And that makes it a little bit more special too, when you get to show people your man cave over there and kind of tell the story. That's really cool.
Oh, it's pretty cool. So a lot of stuff is that I've collected, or my biggest thing after the game was taking pictures. It was really, I'd have the team photographer. I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna go take a picture with Brett Favre or Randy Moss or whoever. Just to get snapshots on the field and stuff like that, and dirty uniform, and just it was pretty cool. It was cool to get those pictures. Now, like you said, they're swapping jerseys instead of pictures. So.
Yeah. And, they're still taking pictures and all that. And a lot of the guys, especially with social media these days, are just friends outside of the field. And you see them training together and all that. That's actually something I would like to know. Was there anybody that you trained with outside of the Bucs organization? Or was that pretty much just an in-house kind of deal?
Yeah. I would have a trainer from the local lifestyles, you know what I mean? I didn't have a trainer from a performance center and all this stuff, but I would only have him I probably start training in February, March, and then it was either late March or early April is when we started our OTAs, or organized team activities. So we'd be going to the facility all the time, and so obviously it's only a month and a half. I'd have like somebody 2 months to train me and stuff like that. But it was like going to Lifestyles and getting a workout in, and then going to the local park and running. It wasn't like going to this elite performance center that has all this scientific studies and field turf and doing all these drills and stuff like that. It wasn't nothing like that.
It was just get strong and outwork everybody pretty much.
It's a different world now. It's a different world. They, like you said though, I mean, great point earlier. They meet, all these guys from different teams. They come together. They go to Arizona, California, Florida, wherever, and they train, go in for 2 or 3 weeks, go home 2 or 3 weeks, go back and forth, and they'll throw with each other. They'll get quarterbacks and wide receivers throwing. So it's very unique now and very scientific in a lot of the ways, rather than just going pushing a Jeep or pulling tires or something, running hills like Walter Payton. Because I grew up in Chicago, so Walter was running hills and or doing steps like Rocky. It's totally different.
So I take it Walter Payton was somebody you enjoyed watching, and I somewhat modeled your game after, just running downhill, right at people, running through them.
Right.
That's awesome.
Who was the person you said you broke up earlier when you said modeled?
Like when you said so Walter Payton, like after him, just like running through.
Yeah, no, I would say
straight downhill.
So I mean, I grew up in Chicago, so great fan and stuff like that, and that's when Walter Payton and 85 Bears and with McMahon,
absolutely,
and all those guys, right? So that was kind of a cool time to be on them, and Walter just the man, right?
He was an animal.
I probably didn't get credit for everything he did and stuff like that, but he was very impressive. His work ethic was top notch, and very humbled guy, and just loved to play football.
So speaking of that, what drew you to the game of football as a kid?
Wow, I'm going back a long time. I had an older brother, 4 years older than me. So probably my brother. You know what I mean? He was 4 years older, already in the sports, doing his thing. My dad was coach, athletic director of the Pop Warner League. I guess I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't recall how I got into it. Just I know I got into it. So
awesome.
Started at an early age. 6 years old, and when the helmet spins around your head, it doesn't fit right, and you just continue to play until I was 35. So yeah,
awesome.
Was there anybody in particular that you remember that really kind of gave you that push that you felt you needed to think that you can get to the NFL and make it to that next level?
I had a lot of people in my life, coaches, my parents, my brother, family members and stuff like that were supportive and influential, and helped me with whatever I needed to get done with, as far as that. But as far as my determination to be the best, no. I was in grade school and high school, pulling truck tires in my yard and going to the gym on my bike the summer months and spending, hours there and stuff like that, when I was in high school, or just always playing the game in the backyard, you know what I mean? With my brothers, with my brother friends and stuff like that. They were all, 3 or 4 years older than me and stuff like that. So always doing the game, but I didn't need the push. I didn't need refocus measurements. some people need to get, refocus on this. I knew what I needed to do when I needed to do it. You know what I mean? How hard I had to do it when I needed to do it. And a lot of people call me, different in them regards. But don't get me wrong, I had a lot of people in my life, coaches and people that, helped me, in a lot of different ways, that get to where I needed to get to and be at the level I wanted to be at in coaching and teaching and film review and show me how to do this and show me how to do that. And but as far as determination and stuff like that, the heart and the drive, it was in my heart.
I love it.
Gotcha. And before another question, I did want to kind of bounce off of that. Somebody on Reddit, it wasn't a question, but it was a comment, and they said they wanted to mention that as a fan, the way that you played really like kind of birthed a way to live life for them, and that you have like a heart of a lion, and when you're running and people are trying to bring you down and you're on your back, keep churning the legs and try and get that extra yard or two. And I thought that was pretty cool that somebody was willing to kind of share that.
Yeah, no, I'm very appreciative of coming to Tampa. Right? I really didn't know a lot about how should I say this? Like, so when you're in high school, I was just entrenched in high school. It really didn't, wasn't looking at the next level. Just wanted to play football, do it to my best, have fun, and wasn't look, hey, I need a scholarship. I just let everything take place. Get in the weight room, work hard, do my schoolwork, do everything that I had to do at the time that was being done right then and there, right? And then when I went to college, I did the same thing, right? Did the same thing, and then, I'm going. It was like, hey, I'm going to pros earlier, this and that, looking at the pro. It was football. I was committed to Purdue, playing Purdue football, having a good time with my friends, getting the work done and doing all that stuff. And then when the draft was coming along, and it's like Tampa, and I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like, what's going on in Tampa here? So again, coming the orange and white, 90 and 96, and but as soon as things started evolving in 96, we go 0-6 the first couple games, and we finish out 0-8 or something like that, and then we finished last 6 out of 8 or 6 out of 9. I can't remember how it went, and we finished 6-10. But we started getting on a winning streak that second half of the season, and the people just started believing in us and cultivating and coming together, right? And then we had 97 and all that stuff. It was just the people, though. The people just love work and guys that are gonna love the game, give them attention, and that's what I always did. I love the people here. You know what I mean? After a hot, long game, sending autographs and people are waiting and stuff like that. People they're standing out there in the heat too. You know what I mean? They deserve an autograph. And stand out there for an hour or so after and sign autographs, take pictures. But it wasn't that I was trying to win the fans over. It was just I appreciate it. That's cool.
Yep.
I'm in the pros, man. This is awesome. You know what I mean? Get to play the sport. At the same time, people want my autograph. It's like, at first, when you're from Chicago, Indiana area, right? And when you come down to Tampa and people are waiting on line for you and you're the last one out of the locker room and stuff like that, and they're still in the line, So our relationship just evolved with the fans over and over, every week playing in front of them and cheering on and just doing what I was supposed to do on the football field. It came to a great relationship in the community with a lot of love, stuff like that, and then starting my foundation. So, I just have my heart is Tampa. And even though I'm a Chicago boy, my roots are here right now.
I love it. That's awesome. So you mentioned your foundation. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just have the Mike Alstott Family Foundation. We're very small, just my family, and I have my guy Rich that runs the whole foundation, and we just do a lot with kids, family. We uplift the hearts, minds, and spirits of family and children. So We do a lot of stuff with All Children's Hospital, especially during the holidays. Mother's Day, and Valentine's Day. And then we do like coming up in Thanksgiving, coming up here pretty soon. We have for our first responders and firefighters throughout the whole Pinellas County and Hillsborough County. We just started that last year. So both counties, we're giving free turkey dinners. So you get turkey dinner, bread, all the stuffing and gravy, everything to the firefighters. People don't understand that when the firefighters go to work for their 24-hour shift, they have to pay for the meal, right? Yeah. So we just, on Thanksgiving, they're away from their family, right? They don't need to pay for the meal. We're thankful for them and what they've been doing and whatnot. So I deliver turkey dinners myself with Rich and my family. We deliver all across the two counties. I do a Big Brothers Big Sisters event, one-day event. We do Special Olympics, a bowling event, and everything I'm talking about, I'm present. I'm in there interacting, signing autographs, throwing sports place thing, bowling with the Special Olympics guys, delivering down at All Children's Hospital, Arts and Crafts Day for Mother's Day and Valentine's Day, and Build a Bear that we do. So different stuff like that we do in the community. We do a lot of stuff with Sally House, which is an orphanage here in Pinellas County. So again, just a lot of kids we're trying to help influence. Maybe they can't help themselves right now. I'm trying to give them inspiration, and uplift them in a lot of ways so they can prosper in life. So
yeah, amazing. And we know that you've always been super involved in the Tampa community since since you arrived here. And you mentioned how you had that click, that connection with Tampa ever since then too. I want to say it was this year that you received the Tampa Bay Lightning reached out to you, and they gave you the Community Hero award, and they gave your foundation a donation. You want to talk about how how cool it was to see another Tampa team kind of reach out with you and kind of work together with that?
No, outstanding with Mr. Vinnick and what he's doing with the Lightning and his whole outreach. I mean, you talk about him and his family and what he's done just in Tampa community since he's been here. First of all, congratulations to the Lightning, right? Man, that was awesome.
Absolutely.
Right? Was. And not rage, but just in general, Mr. Vinnick, his outreach of helping us little foundations, raise some money, and him donating some money to us so we can pour back in the kids. So it's the Vinnick Foundation and us and the Lightning Foundation and the Mike Alstott Family Foundation. He knows what he's doing. He's given to us to reach out and to do our little part in the community. And just an awesome family, awesome organization. And I'm very appreciative of being, we were elected as one of those recipients, and to receive that donation to obviously help our foundation, help our community, and help our kids.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and again, congratulations to the Lightning. The Rays are in the World Series, but you on your 2003 Bucs team were the guys to start Tampa's kind of run towards being champions, and now obviously this year we have a very unique situation where we have an opportunity for multiple championships in this in the city. First, I want to get how you felt with obviously winning the Super Bowl. That's as big of a deal as it gets in the NFL, and then how it is to kind of see the city as a whole kind of strive at the same time, even during such a not such a fun time in the world, but there's a little bit of hope.
Were you referring to my Super Bowl, or what's going on now with What's actually
Both. So just your Super Bowl first, and then kind of how, because again, your Super Bowl was kind of the first one in Tampa. So
yeah, no, in '03 when we won it, I think it's just an unbelievable story of a bunch of guys that kind of like what I talked about before with me and my determination and drive, right? We had a whole bunch of guys in that locker room that were just like that, right? Leaders and coming to work, staying late, coming early, you know what I mean? Doing all those different things. Working out in the off season, doing the little things, the little details each and every day, to make yourself better. And when you make yourself better, you make your team better. But when we're in between the lines, right, there was no selfishness, right? One guy wasn't just trying to, screw that. I'm not giving up my stats for him and this and that, and so there was none of that arguing and none of that bickering and stuff like that. Leading up to the Super Bowl. I mean, all this, the progression of events that led up to the Super Bowl just didn't happen in '03. It happened in '96, right? '97, '98, when everybody started coming, right? Ronnie Barber, Kelly, and everybody that was part of that team through that '96, '97, '98 draft and stuff like that, and then whoever was there before in '95, obviously with Saps and Brooks, and then you have Lynch was obviously before that, and the other guys. But it was the failures, I believe. It was the failures that made us more humbled and more driving our as far as our drive to overcome those failures. I mean, losing in Philly all those times, you know what I mean, year after year after year, that that obviously got Coach Dungy fired for us not being able to move past the first round, right, and do all those things. And then it was just our work ethic of our mindset of how pissed off we were going in the off season, our work ethic, because of what happened the previous year, that we were going to overcome it and overcome it and overcome it. And through that time, accumulating guys and setting that locker room. That locker room, was ran by us players, and especially in our position meetings too, right? Like I would hold my position meeting. Brooks, Barber, Sapp, all those guys. We held each other accountable, and we were coaches as we got older. That was my 6th year, I believe. Seventh year when I won the Super Bowl, when we won the Super Bowl. And there's a lot of experience, and Brooks' 8th year, Sapp's 8th year, Lynch is probably 10th year, 9th, something like that. So there's a lot of experience already that was going down. So it was just that driven of failure that got us to the point where we got over the hump. And it was an unbelievable feeling. And we came home. That short drive was freaking packed, man. It was an awesome parade. But moving forward to this whole pandemic thing, it's it's a difficult time for right now, and I think the one good thing is that we do have sports playing for the people that are. I'm not just talking about the Lightning or whatever. I'm talking about the communities, the Tampa community, Chicago community, all these different communities, all the people, fans watching and stuff. Something to see, and then for us to be able to do what the Lightning did. Being away from their families for how long? Being in a bubble, right?
Like 3 months, man.
Right? Holy smokes, right? So I was getting that award right when they were just taking off, right? And that's a long time ago, right? And all of a sudden, they're isolated in the same room, isolated in the same place. Damn, for how long? Oh, stir crazy, right? But be able to freaking push through that and be able to do that thing, and then just come in cold turkey. Hey, let's start playing, right? Round robin tournament. Here we go, right? And be able to get your seed and do whatnot. And you can see them, John getting better and better and better and doing their things. What a great for the Lightning and the Vinnick family. But the thing is, and then now look at, was it start tomorrow night or tonight? The race.
I believe tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, it's that long? Dang.
Yeah, they get their 1 day off for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Right.
The game 1.
Exactly. Right. Back to back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So it's kind of cool. And then we have Super Bowl in Tampa, right? And
what a really good chance of the Bucs hosting it.
Oh, we got the Bucs rolling right now, right? We got some things going on. Nobody would ever guess what happened yesterday. You know, how that outing was, you know what I mean? All of a sudden it was 10-0, and he's like, oh, here we go again, right? Type of thing where I just got in the house, and all of a sudden pick 6, you know, another pick, and then it just kept on snowballing. So I don't know. Maybe it's that'd be pretty amazing. 3, huh?
Right.
The Tampa 3-peat.
Right.
It'll be nuts.
And again, like I said, that would all kind of stem from that original Bucs championship back in 2003. And I saw an interesting stat too, that now with the if the Rays win the World Series this year, Tampa will have more titles since 2003 than the entire state of New York.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Which is incredible, since New York has 2 teams, 3 teams in every sport, and so that's definitely something to of note there.
Yeah, everybody's leaving New York, coming to Florida, so.
Yeah, we're both New Yorkers. Been in Florida for a good minute.
Yeah, and partly because yesterday was like 92 out here in Brandon, so that's definitely part of the reason in October for it to be that hot.
So I was talking to my people in Chicago yesterday, and I was talking to my brother on Saturday, I think it was, and it's rainy, cold. You know, it's like, oh my God, I can't imagine that.
Can't imagine. It seems like a different world.
Right? Oh, geez. No more. I've been down here, 24 years, almost 25 years. And it's just, I couldn't imagine. I really don't own a big coat. I don't own like a lot of pants. You know what I mean? I really look forward to the winters in Florida.
Because you get to throw your hoodie on.
And they're beautiful.
I really look forward to them. I mean,
they're beautiful.
It's 70 freaking degrees every day, right? It is just, why am I going to cold, right? Right? No, but we're blessed. We're blessed to be here. So.
We definitely are.
Speaking of the cold weather, just I don't recall if you ever had a game like this in like the snow or anything, but if you did, how was running in that?
Just when I was in high school.
High school
playing. There was like 3 inches on the ground, the whole ground's covered, just falling. It wasn't really cold. It was powdery. It was like, so it's kind of fun. It's kind of like playing in the backyard. I mean, you guys are from New York, so you guys playing outdoor snow football, right? In the backyard.
Oh, it's the
best. Right? And it's pretty cool. But when it's freaking like sub-degree blowout, it's not fun, right? So again, just in high school. But I've been up to, in the pro, played Chicago. I played up there in Soldier Field a couple times, and it was pretty chilly. But I played there. It was beautiful too. So I haven't played. I'm trying to think. Too many cold games when I was in the pros. Yeah. So they didn't want to put us. I don't know what happened. They didn't want to put us too many games on us when it was below 40 because we never won. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But,
and then kind of going off that cold thing too. You spent your time in college at Purdue as a Boilermaker. You're one of the best that ever played for them, with another guy like Drew Brees kind of in that conversation as well. What did Purdue mean to you?
It means, everything really. From my friendships and the people I know today, you know what I mean? Again, we're talking, 29 years ago when I was a freshman or something like that. You know what I mean? It's something crazy where I walked through those doors at Purdue and met all my very good friends, my best friends that I talk to today, and that grew up our adulthood from being independent. And here you go, going to play football and go get your schoolwork, and you have to do it all on your own. And good luck to you. We're like, all right, cool, this is gonna be fun, right? But going to college was the best. I mean, it really was the best, and be able to play football at a high level and be with guys and to do those things. You'll never forget. Never could forget. I wish I could repeat college. You know what I mean? I think everybody, if you really had a great time in college, you'd love to go back in time. If there's one time you'd love to repeat it, it would be college. For me, it would be at least. It was just had a bunch of great guys, great friends that I played with and met there, and people that helped me get to really where I am today. Helped me grow up to be a young man, right, in a different environment. Going from Chicago, living in your parents' house and stuff like that, to being on your own and have to get academics done and have to get your football done and be on time to this, be on time to that, be there for this, be there for that, and do this and do that. It's just there's a lot of things but it's very structured, right? Very structured, because you do have your coaching staff and your academic advisors and stuff that are looking after you. But at the same time, you got to put forth the effort to make it. And so college is a great experience for me, and I'm very appreciative I went there. I wouldn't change it for the world. I don't regret it.
Yeah. Just not to hijack the moment, but I went to the University of Oregon after growing up here in Tampa. And so, the big trip over there and didn't know anybody. And kind of like you, it's one of those experiences that I wish I could kind of go back for a day or two. And, some of my best friends that are a lot of our active listeners. So if you're one of our Duck fans.
You're a Duck?
Yes.
That's cool, man. Did you get all the Nike gear on campus and everything, huh?
Yeah, not so much me. I would buy some stuff every now and then, but I know one of my really good friends, August Rasky, was a volleyball player over there. Yeah. And so she would always show us all the cool stuff. She gave me like a hoodie one time. So shout out to you for that,
That's
August.
Cool. And, that's really cool. So what made you go to Oregon?
See, exactly like what you said earlier with getting into football. I really don't remember. It was kind of. It was one of those things that kind of clicked for me. It was a school I really liked, and I wanted to kind of expand for where I was at. I was in New York and in Florida. I wanted to experience something new.
That's pretty cool going out west, brother.
Yeah.
I've never really been out west a lot.
Just for like a game and then coming right back, right?
Really? Seriously. Going to Vegas for a day or two before the event or something like that, and really haven't really spent a lot of time. And I consider myself an outdoorsman and stuff like that. I love to fish, love to hunt and stuff like that, but I've never gotten out, west. Is it pretty country in where the university's at?
Yeah, if you're an outdoorsman, like you say, I would 100% recommend, like without a doubt, to go take a week and just go to Oregon and go visit Portland and then go to the coast, travel south, and kind of just like experience that. There's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it.
That's cool. I'm gonna do that, man. I'm gonna tap on that.
Yeah, it's really something special, especially if you go to Eugene, where the university's at, and kind of just check out all the stuff they have there. It's so impressive that it's a college university and they have the facilities that they do. It's nuts.
Yeah. Oh, the backing that they have too, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sick, right?
Yeah. We know you're on like a little bit of a time crunch, but I do want to ask like another thing or two. Right before we talk about you've been a head coach for a long time, but right before that, your position, you were a fullback in the NFL, and it's not quite a position that is quite as utilized as it used to be, and really ever since you. But there are a few left. Are there any current like fullbacks that you see and you're like, oh, that guy plays like I did, or anything like that?
I'm gonna be truthful. I'm kind of like what I was like to describe when I was going through my high school and when I was growing up. You know what I mean? I was in high school football. When I was playing. I was in college football. I was kind of like in that realm. I'm kind of like in that realm now when I'm in high school football and being head coach of a team. I'm kind of like boom, right there. Don't get me wrong. I watch games on Saturday and I watch games on Sunday, but I'm not there flip the channels watching NFL Network for freaking 8 hours straight. I'm just like in and out, right? Wherever I can, see something. Like I didn't watch, the Bucs until like middle second quarter yesterday, and it was 10-0, and that's when they had the pick six, and bam, they went back. That's the only reason I knew that. So, and I don't have no social media. I have nothing. I don't. So I'm kind of like me in the social media world and the news world is kind of like, unless I turn on the TV, I don't see anything. So, but with that being said, it's just um, I don't follow a lot of stuff.
Gotcha. Nothing wrong with that.
Fair enough.
And yeah. And so then, like I said, head coach, you have been since 2012, I believe. And I know that it wasn't necessarily something that you were expecting to become, but you've been there for a while now. So clearly it's something that you've taken a liking to. And
Yeah.
just give me a little.
So in 212, yeah, I was on a field trip. My son was in seventh grade. I was on a field trip going to coming back from Key West on a science field trip for their seventh grade field trip. I was one of the chaperones with about two or three other fathers and blah blah and doing the thing, all that stuff. All of a sudden, I get a call and it's like, hey, I was at St. Pete Catholic as a volunteer coach because I was still coaching Little League football with my son. So I coached his sixth and seventh grade year, and we were in between going to eighth grade, and because it's the fall, it was the spring, excuse me, yes, and and uh, and I get a call saying, "Hey, I want to interview you for the Northside job." And I'm like, I'm not really interested. I don't want to be a head coach. If I'm gonna be something, I want to be offense coordinator. I don't want to deal with all the little things. I just want to draw X's and O's up and come on the field, teach that, and go back to the crib, right? And but one thing led to another. Kind of got hoaxed into it a little bit. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I took the job. My idea is like, you don't have to worry about anything. I'm like, just coach the X and O's, and I'll take care of everything else. And that's a bunch of hogwash I've ever heard. Right. So, but again, I did it. I wanted to do something. I wanted to run my own ship. I wanted to implement a lot of different things, and then my son. I wanted to coach my son, and so I didn't get to coach him in his eighth grade year because at the high school level. So again, I got to coach him from 13 to 16, 17, something like that. And so that was a great experience. I mean, I took a team. I went 0 and 10 and 2-12, right, to my son's senior year. We went to my that 12 and 1, and so we really changed it. And then it's been a roller coaster. The year after, maybe won like 5 games. Last year we went. Last 2 years, I think we went to the playoffs and won 8-3 or something like that. So we've done well. This year, have a good team. We're struggling a little bit, but we got 4 more games until the playoffs, and I think we're gonna pull it out. So we don't care, just not getting that chemistry right now. But that's the thing. With the coaching staff I have and the kids I have, we're small. We're 2A football, but we have a lot of great kids. It's not like we have I have a 6'7", 320-pound left tackle. I have a 6'4", freaking left guard. I have a 6'2" center. My right tackle 6'3". It's not like we have just these munchkins, you know what I mean? Just because we're a little two-way football, right? Our school only has 260 kids in it, right? Right. So 270 kids in it. So no, I got talent. I got good talent. We just got, but again, I play with senior talent and freshman talent, right? So, a lot of my defensive backfield is freshmen, right? They're good. They can run, but they make mistakes too. You know what I mean? They just don't have the experience. So that's what I do. I have freshman football, sophomore football, and varsity football all put together in the one. We don't have enough kids I don't have enough big kids to do a JV or JV team. So I don't have all that stuff, but it's great. I love it. You're right. Everybody said right after my son was graduating in 16, he said, "Hey, everybody thought I was done, and now here you go." My girls go to school there too. So I just had a daughter graduate last year, and then I have a junior there. But I love it. I don't know. That's my sanity. I drive papers everywhere. I have plays everywhere around my desk right now. It just keeps my mind going, man. It's great to be in tune to the game.
Absolutely.
And it helped the kids, man. Help the kids, and some kids engage, some kids don't. Some kids want to do their own thing. Some kids, don't want to do what they're supposed to do. So that's where I come in effect and trying to, bring them all together and build that chemistry. And sometimes it's a struggle, and sometimes you're trying to figure out how to engage in some kids, and some kids it's very easy, right? So it's like anything else. I love just teaching the life lessons through football to kids. So.
Absolutely. And you mentioned struggles. What are some of the struggles you got to deal with coaching through all this pandemic and everything that you have to follow with the guidelines and everything like that?
Yeah, no, that's difficult. So there might be one day where, I have 3 kids that all of a sudden, bam, they're in close contact, like knock on wood, right? I haven't had any kids that have have gotten sick, that have tested positive. But there have been like 6 cases or something like that in our school where there has, right? Maybe less than that. But they've sat in close contact with some kids. You know what I mean? So in their 8 classes, my kids might have sat next to them. So I had all of a sudden, one day, you're going to be missing 5 guys, for the next 2 weeks and stuff like that. They never come down sick with it, but they're in that close contact, that CDC guidelines that we're all involved in here in this world. Nobody understands to make any sense of it, but again, that's the rules, right? A lot of our situation, it's what we have to deal with, and I don't know who I'm going to have from day to day, really, right? You're trying to build a team, and you're trying to build chemistry, and all of a sudden I might have, the best 2 players they're gone for 2 weeks, and you're like scratching your head, like, who the heck am I going to put there? Yeah. And so it's not like college. Hey, you have 5 strings, right? Come on, next guy in line, right? It's not like that. So it's a little tough. It's a little difficult, and we've faced that a couple times already, and kids get sick, but they just have a tummy ache, right? Because they didn't eat, or they have a headache or whatever. Well, they're not coming to school, right? Because they don't want to. So they're not at practice if they're not at school, right? But they're fine. But again, don't come to school if there's anything wrong. You think these kids are listening? Oh, poor me syndrome, right? I got a stomach ache, right? They're playing playing the whole game. I don't want to go to school. I'm tired, but my stomach hurts, so I can't go to school, type of thing. It's just one thing after another. That's the deal with the kids. I mean,
gotta love the kids.
Yeah, I love the kids all the time.
All right, and we got one more question for you. So you have your jersey right there behind you. There hasn't been a Buccaneer to wear that number since you. Has there been outward communication with the organization about that, or is that just something that they've kind of done on their own?
The organization did it. The organization did it when, you know, during the Ring of Honor and stuff like that. He told me that nobody would ever wear this. Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't come out and say, "Hey, nobody wearing my number." No, I didn't start that. No, the organization, they came out and did that, and from what I assume that, you know, when I don't think anybody's running 55 either, had they? Nobody's
I don't
wore,
think so.
you know, the other jerseys that are on that wall, right? So, I'm not too certain, but I just nobody's worn it, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that's got to be pretty cool. And then especially like that field number 40 really like that. I don't know. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why. Of all the things on that wall, that was really cool because you're just like, oh, 40 at the Pro Bowl. I need that.
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
Super Bowl. That's even cool.
That's awesome.
I was sitting there. I hope they don't come looking for us now. But I'm sitting there in the middle of the game, and it's right underneath. This was right underneath where I was sitting, right? And I'm bent over like this, like, and I'm like, "What the heck?" And I'm like, I yell for my equipment manager when I keep all my touchdown balls. So he would grab the touchdown ball after, you know, when I come off the field. You grab it in the field locker, and then, you know, put it in my locker the next day. And I go, "Come here." I go, "Put that right now. Take that and put that in the field locker right there during the middle of the game, right? During the middle of the game." So we're winning. We're winning big, and in Super Bowl. And I'm always about like collective stuff, right? At the right time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his name is Buffalo Bill, right? He was one of our equipment managers, right? And he, not daily, just on game day, right? And I was like, "Hey," I go, "Bill, get that pylon for me," right? I told him I'd give him something, right? You get that pylon for me, I'll give you whatever, right? And and so all of a sudden, boom! Derek Brooks intercepts the ball. He's running right past me and Bill as I'm talking about this man, right? And he scores that last touchdown, right? Derek Brooks in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And he goes down and gets the ball, and then he gets the Super Bowl pylon too. So unfortunately, he doesn't have a camera in like they have him today, right? So they're not going to come looking for this.
Yeah, that's a fossil at this point.
So I got this. It has the emblems on all sides and it's like that. Yeah. So just crazy stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
But I appreciate you guys. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. It was a good time. Let's try.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you ever need a little weekend roundup for football, check out one of our episodes if you want to kind of get the whole the weekend roundup, because that's what we do on there. And yeah, again, thank you so much. And you know, this is our 50th episode, guys. So thank you everybody for listening. 50 strong, everybody that always supports us and will hopefully continue to support us. We appreciate you guys. And, you know, thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next time.
Later, everybody. Appreciate you.